What's up guys, Topher here, and I have a video with some Black Ops gameplay. Pretty decent gameplay, gets cut short. I think the host rage quit, and I guess the host migration failed, which was kind of funny actually, but it's a pretty solid gameplay. But in this video I wanted to actually talk about a pretty interesting topic. Looper came out last night, which I still want to see it. Hopefully I'll see it over the weekend here, the rest of the weekend. But it got me thinking about time travel, which to me is one of the most fascinating, science fiction things out there. Really, I love science fiction, and I love time travel, and I really love time travel movies. Probably my favorites. I don't know. I really love Back to the Future, which is a very cliche answer. But I also love 12 Monkeys, even Hot Tub Time Machine's pretty great. Bill and Ted has some time travel in it. And just, I don't know, there's just a lot of cool time travel movies out there, really get your brain thinking, and that's what happened to me today, actually. I kind of got the, I don't know, my brain's not really working too well today, you gotta forgive me. I need an energy drink, I think. I gotta go get a haircut, too. But it got me thinking, if you had an opportunity to use a time machine, what would you use it for? And, let's just say Rufus from Bill and Ted comes up to you and says, hey, I got this time machine. You can go anywhere you want, in any time period, any place in the world, but you only get to use it once. So how would you use it? And for me, it's definitely a tough answer. It's definitely hard to pin it on one thing that you'd want to do, because, you have so many options if you can go, anywhere that you want. And I would say in this scenario, it would be similar to most time travel movies like Terminator or Back to the Future, where if you go back and change something in the past, it's going to affect the future. And to me, that's just a fascinating, interesting thing, just to think about. If you could go back and maybe tweak one thing about maybe another person, a friend, a family member, or even yourself, just change one thing. Or maybe go back to an event, or a great memory that you wish you could relive, or just, watch maybe, the time that you're most happiest in your life or whatever. Just go back and kind of watch that for a moment, or maybe go back and just witness a historical event like the signing of Declaration of Independence, or maybe a famous sporting event like a Super Bowl or a World Series game. I don't know, that really the possibilities are pretty endless. But for me, I don't know. I'm not that I'm a total good person, but for the most part I am, I think. And I really feel strongly that if I did have that opportunity to use that time machine, I think I would use it for the greater good, so to speak. And really, what I mean by that is maybe go back and maybe try and stop, a tragedy like the shooting at the movie theater in Colorado. Maybe warn the people not to go to the movies that night, even though I'd probably get arrested. And then the same thing when I think about maybe trying to go back and stop September 11th, I think they would just think I was fucking crazy. But I guess I could bring proof with me, like my license and maybe some documents here from 2012, so they don't think I'm completely nuts. But maybe go back and warn the people not to go to work that day, and maybe try and talk to, people in New York or something, I don't know, or even maybe go to Washington and try and talk to George W. Bush's dumbass, and try and warn him. And I know there's a lot of conspiracies and stuff with September 11th, but I don't really believe in any of those. My brother does. He's a real big conspiracy theorist, but I'm not. So I don't know. I think that would be my thing. I think I would go back and try and stop September 11th. Even though it's, some people, it's kind of a mean thing to say, but people think we are better off that happened, or maybe that's not the best way to put it. Maybe, we learn from it. Everything happens for a reason. I do believe in that, but Just the fact that I think it was like over 3,000 people lost their lives, and then we went to war because of that event. Maybe thousands and thousands of lives could have been saved if that day wouldn't have happened, or that event, I should say, didn't happen. So I think that's what I would do. But the possibilities are just it's kind of mind-boggling just to think about. Hey, if I could go back and maybe change this one thing, where would I be today? And some people say, I live with no regrets. I'm not like that whatsoever. I have a ton of things I regret. Girls I never talked to, jobs I didn't take, jobs I did take, people I hung out with that I shouldn't have hung out with, or people that I wanted to hang out with and never did, that I never talk to anymore. Stuff like that, and just choices that you made if you go back and maybe tweak them. Like when I dropped out of community college when I was 18, 18 or 9, I guess I was 19, and then I went back when I was like 22. I think I would have changed that because all my friends have graduated now and everything, and kind of getting their big boy pants on, and I'm a little bit behind. And if I could go back and maybe change something, be selfish, with the time machine, maybe that's something I would go back and tell my former self to stay in school and stick with it, and find something that you like to do. And I think that's probably number 2 on my list if I had a chance to be selfish with it. Which, I mean, hell, I don't blame people for being selfish with that. I mean, an opportunity to kind of see how your life would have been different, or could be different. I think that's just a cool thing to think about. But yeah, I think when you have like such a powerful thing like a time machine, I think especially if it's a one-time deal, you should probably use it for the greater good, in my opinion. But it's not always bad to be selfish. You always have to look out for yourself, I guess. But here's where the gameplay freezes. This is theater mode, as you guys can tell. But I just thought that was an interesting question. I'd love to hear what you guys would do with the time machine if you could use it just once. Go 40-2. Hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. I will talk to you later. See you.